Maraming salamat po sa inyong papaunlak sa panayam na ito. So muli ito po yung proyekto ng UP Departamento ng Kasaysayan, yung tinatawag na Kwentuhan sa Diliman, mga
Mhm.
panayam sa mga tagapangulo ng Departamento ng Kasaysayan. Okay.
Mhm.
So, yun po, maraming salamat po muli sa pagpapaunlak sa interview na ito. So,
Okay.
pwede pong magkwento po kayo about dun sa inyong uh, pinagmulan, sir.
Well, taga Manawag ako, Pangasinan.
Mm-hmm.
Alam mo na kwan, I was born, September 10th, 1930. Medyo may katandaan na ako, at siguro ako ng pinakamatandang kwan member ng department na lalaki. Na kwan, yung mga kasama kong iba, patay na. Ang alam ko lang buhay diyan na medyo younger contemporaries ko, si Salazar, si
Yeah.
Seos,
Opo.
na kwan,
Opo.
I'm, 4 years older than him. Eh,
Mm-hmm.
si Oscar, siguro mga 5 years. Pero yan lang dalawang kilala ko na medyo parang younger contemporaries, no? Na kwan.
Mm-hmm.
Pero sa mga babae, nandiyan pa rin si kwan yata, Professor Saniel, na kwan, buhay pa rin. He must be in her mid-90s. Kasi teacher ko yan sa History 5
Opo.
sa kwan. At saka si Donata Taylo na kwan is older than I, by 4 years siguro. Buhay pa rin. Sila lang dalawang kilala ko na buhay na parang naging kwan sa department. All the rest, yung mga contemporaries ko, sila kwan. Salamanga, si Alfonso. Of course, Alfonso is much older than I. Pero si Serafin Quezon, si Medina, kuan, Gani, kuan yan, we were born the same year, no? Kuan, yung patay na sila na kuan. Kaya I'm just probably, I would say, medyo blessed ako ng konti kasi buhay pa rin ako na kuan at saka wala naman akong sakit na kuan yung heart yung parang death threatening na kuan mayroon man ka mga ailments na kuan lagaya ng mata ko alam mo itong mata ko medyo they're outliving their usefulness kasi nag-i-injection itong left eye ko, no? At saka hindi na ako makabasa ng kuwan yung matagal na kung ano, naging teary-eyed at saka parang sumasakit ang mga mata ko pag if I read at length, no? Yung medyo matagal. Kaya paminsan-minsan, nagbabasa rin ako ng medyo mahaba pero yan, talagang may kunting disiplina pag nagbabasa ako ng konti na kuwan. Kaya yung pinadala mo na panayam na kuwan, nilagay ko
Opo.
sa document, I just glance over it kasi medyo ano, masakit ang mata ko pag nagbabasa ko ng matagal
Oh,
na kung
opo.
ano, na kung ano. So, ganyan ang kuwan ko, no? It's my younger days, I spent them in Manawag, you know, medyo magandang kuwan ko, childhood days ko kasi, I come from a middle class family. Kuwan, 4 boys, 4 girls, tsaka yung mga kuwan ko, older kuwan, siblings ko, mga matatanda na kuwan na, patay na silang lahat na kuwan. Ako lang kuwan siguro, lalaki na buhay sa pamilya ko. But I still have 3 other kuwan, sisters. They're living here in New Jersey na kuwan. Oh, alam mong pamilya ko medyo kuwan, ang emphasis diyan education. They give priority to my education. Kasi ang father ko, teacher yan sa elementary school. Na kuan. So, yan. Sabi niya, the only inheritance that you can get from the family is your education. If we can give you the best education, you get it. And do your best. Parang gano'n, no? Na kuan. So, ganyan ang nangyari sa edukasyon namin na kuan. We all be except yung dalawang kapatid ko, yung isa National Teachers College sa Manila, yung youngest namin napatay na rin na sa UB sa Baguio Colleges na kuan. Pero all the rest went to UP na kuan. Oo. Nagkataon naman na my eldest sibling ko si Alejandro, Kuya Alex, naging professor sa English and then later sa speech and drama. Then I followed him nung ano, fortunately nung nag-graduate ako, I took my IB 3 years lang eh. 3 years and 2 summers. Nagkuhan. And I was taken in by the department as graduate assistant. That was in the second semester of my graduation. Nagkuhan. And as a graduate assistant, alam mo na na at that time, ang mga graduate assistants, nagtuturo yan. Because you, as a graduate assistant, that is a stepping stone to appointment into the faculty. Parang yung bang teaching experience na ano, stepping stone yan to appointment to the faculty. So nag-graduate assistant ako, 1953, second semester after my graduation. Then from then on, yan na, nandiyan na ako sa department. In 56, well, I was fortunate to get a scholarship, yung Fulbright na tinatawag. Because I thought na, well, I was taking, graduate studies sa department. Pero ang dyan mga 5 years pag matatapos ka. Sabi ko, that's too long. So I applied for a scholarship. And fortunately, I was able to get the grant. I went to Cornell University, got my master's, came back after 18 months, joined the department. And at that time, yung matanda si Professor Safra, who is the senior professor in the department, took me in. Sabi niya, okay, may master's ka na, so I'll point you to a regular faculty appointment. Sabi niya, binigyan ako, and then, well, I chose from the rank, until I finally got the highest rank. I retired as Professor 12. Well, there were years na I was chairman of the department nung martial law. Well,
Yes,
actually,
sir.
a year before, 1971, nung nag-retire si Dr. Villanueva, Honesto Villanueva, who was my professor in Social Science 1 or History 1, History 2, kasi Social Science became History 2, no? Tinawag ko ng Dean ng college. Nag-retire si Dr. Villanueva, sabi niya, I think you are the one in line. Sabi ni Dean Salita. Dean Salita was at the time the Dean of the college. So, I was appointed as Pero alam mo, the following year, nagkaroon ng martial law. Ayun, ang problema doon na kasi alam mo na, ang nangyari sa martial law sa Pilipinas, no? Na even UP was great involved because alam mo na yung activism na student sa faculty activism. So chairman ako noon, ay problema ko talaga yung how to manage the department. Magulo. At saka yung mga ibang faculty nagtago kasi alam mo, Department of History was in the forefront of activism, no? It was the hotbed of activism. So some of the faculty members nagtago sila. So, kulang ang faculty na pagkatapos, one was detained in the concentration camp, si Dr. Salazar. So, ang problema ko noon was to distribute mga classes, no, na And, well, one of the faculty members, because of that, tried to, accuse me of trying to put them down. Sabi niya, bakit ni-report mo kami na wala kami sa klase? Sabi niya, there was a memorandum that I have to report. Sabi ko, you cannot blame me for that because there was a memo from the office of the president that all faculty members who are missing should be reported. Parang gano'n, no? So, yun, medyo, nag-umpisa ng gulo. So, they were blaming me for making this kind of report. But anyway, okay lang sa akin. Pagkatapos, at that year, 72, when magulo ang department, mainit ang campus, mainit ang bansa because of martial law. I got an invitation to teach in America, sa US, as a Fulbright exchange professor. Sabi ko, baka chance ako ito, yung medyo makalayo, kasi medyo mainit dito. Alam mo, yung department, there were talks na they were going to investigate the department because of activism and all of that. At saka binuksan nila yung yung namin, yung depository room, and nakita nila yung mga subversive publications. na kuan. So sabi nila kailangan na kuan. And not only that, yung that semester na second semester of after yung martial law imposition, ay dalawa ang officers na graduate students ko na kuan. Sabi ko, bakit ganito na kuan? And they were talking about, mga activism in the department and all of that. Although, parang sabi nila, well, we're just studying. Pero akala ko mga spies yung mga yan eh. And they were talking about instituting a curriculum which involves military science in the department, military history. Sabi nila, kung ang problema mo ay magtuturo, kami ang magtuturo, mga ganun, no? Pero hindi lang sa department ang mga officers na gano'n naka-enroll sa UP. Other departments were having them too, no? So, it's practically, the campus was practically crawling with some military officers. Hindi mo alam kung talagang estudyante yun o talagang spies, no? Parang gano'n. Alam mo yung office ko as head of the department, binuksan yun eh. And I lost my books on communism. Kinuha yung mga books ng
nila.
Tinanggal nila. I don't know why. I lost them. Na parang gano'n. So because of those circumstances, nasabi ko, kung magkaroon ng investigasyon, ako ang sasagot, mga kuwan, gano'n, no? So sabi ko, I think I might as well leave and take this opportunity to go to America. So I got that appointment na as a Fulbright exchange professor in the University of Kansas. Nagturo ako ng 1 year doon. Pagkatapos summer, I was again appointed to teach in summer sa University of Toledo, Ohio. So I taught for 1 year and 1 summer in America, then came back na kuan. But at that time, I was no longer the chairman of the department kasi if you're absent 6 months from your position, wala, natatanggalin ka na kuan. But anyway, I was happy about it. I just came back na kuan and became a regular member of the faculty na kuan.
Mga anong year to is? Mga anong year po ito, sir?
This was from, course martial law was 72, nag-umpisa, no? September 21. I left in July of 72. Up to, I came back November of the following year, 74. 73, 74 ako nagturo sa Amerika as a Fulbright professor na Then I became just a regular member of the faculty, parang gano'n. But at that time, I was already a senior member of the department. So gano'n mga experience ko na
So,
yan na, yung isang parang doon na had I stayed longer, siguro baka nangyari yung gusto ng dalawang officers na mag-institute ng parang military history sa department, parang gano'n, Pero, well, when I left, hindi na pinag-usapan yun na parang gano'n.
Tanong ko lang, sir, medyo balik lang po tayo ng kaunti. Paano po na-develop yung inyong interest sa history?
Ganun ba?
Yung mga inspiration po ninyo. Siguro nung bata po kayo or nung pumasok na kayo ng college, no? Ano yung mga inspiration nyo po sa pagpunta dyan sa track ng history?
Alam mo, ang father ko, teacher. At saka is music teacher siya, pero marami siyang interest, no? Magbabasa, parang ganon. So sa bahay, talagang parang mayroong academic atmosphere sa amin. In fact, yung mga kapatid ko na nauna sa akin, yung panganay namin scholar yan from elementary up to college, no? Sa UP. Ganun rin yung second boy na we all graduated with honors in elementary at saka high school. So there was this academic atmosphere in the park. Mayroon kaming small library sa bahay. At saka yung father ko, interesado sa history. He reads a lot of history. In fact, all the names of the boys are named after great figures in history. Ako, Napoleon.
Napoleon.
Yeah, Napoleon Bonaparte. Yung panganay namin, Alexander the Great. Yeah. Yung sumunod sa kangasin, Alfonso III of Spain. Yung isa, yung junior namin, Francisco, kasi ang father ko, Francisco. Francisco Vitoria is a famous international lawyer. Yan, kwan, from Spain. So, yan. Ang youngest namin, MacArthur, ang pangalan niya eh. So, parang mayroong interest talaga ang father ko sa history, no? At saka, alam mo na, kwan, maraming librong sa history sa bahay. Kasi yung mga, as a student, you have your textbooks and all of that. In fact, the first book that I read, na talagang kwan, biography, na kwan, is the Life of George Washington. It was a prize given to my eldest brother as a valedictorian in the elementary school. Na kwan. Yeah, I read that. Pagkatapos mayroong yung biography ng great Filipinos nasa library namin sa bahay. Na kwan, another one, no? Saka we were subscribing to newspapers at saka mga journals and all of that. So we were reading, I was interested in reading all of this. So na-develop yung interest ko dyan sa history. But primarily, I think, my interest really developed in high school. Kasi ang high school teacher ko sa history is a UP graduate. Si Mr. Jaime Taktay. And he is a brilliant fellow. Contemporary ni Mrs. Miss Sanyel yan eh. At saka sila Donato Tailo, they were classmates in the College of Education. Pero history major siya. And it so happened that when I was in high school, in the senior year, he was my teacher in Philippine history. Ay magaling talaga. Na kwan, at saka wala yung mga, he didn't really emphasize yung mga facts and all of that. Pero yung mga significance, meaning and all of that, at saka mahusay talaga na kwan. So, na-develop ang interest ko sa history sa kanya. Then, of course, I went to UP. In fact, nung I took my History 5, sabi ko, this sounds like my high school teacher. Sabi ko, kay Miss Daniel kasi pareho naman sinasabi na and I got good grades, of course, sa history, sa UP and all of that. Ganun ang na-develop yung interest ko sa UP.
Tapos sir, dagdag ko lang po, nung nag-aaral na po kayo sa UP, no, as I think history major po ba? History yung
history major ako.
Ano po yung mga interest nyo na pag-aralan sa Philippine history?
Alam mo sa Philippine history, sa undergraduate naman ang talagang emphasis Philippine history Karamihan ng mga undergraduate courses are on Philippine history, nationalism, revolution, di mga ganon, pre-Spanish, mga ganon, Spanish period, ganon, So that talagang the emphasis was on Philippine history. But when I took my graduate studies, ang emphasis ko, when I went to Cornell was Southeast Asia, Far Eastern Studies. And then when I took my PhD sa Stanford, it was Far Eastern History. Kaya ang talagang ang major field ko is East Asian History, Philippine history. Kaya tinuro ko yung East Asian History sa department. I handled that course for a long time
Hanggang ngayon sir, meron kaming East Asia East Asian subject.
Bagong East Asia.
China, Japan, Korea yung focus.
Yeah, tama.
So hanggang ngayon, tinuturo pa rin po yan sa
department.
So nung panahon po na yun, baling emphasis on Philippine history, parang nung panahon po ba na ito ay parang mas nangingibabaw halimbawa yung nationalist school, for example, yung pinasimulan ni Professor Agoncillo, no, na nationalist type ng historiography. Ito po ba yung parang naging practice noong undergrad po kayo hanggang sa gumawa na rin po kayo ng mas
nung pumasok si Agoncillo, yun ang parang Philippine history for Filipinos, parang ganon na Pero alam mo pag talagang nag-training ka na yung talagang scholarship ang mo. You don't write history for a certain point of view. You have to write it for the sake of scholarship and not anything else. Yan ang
Mm.
training ko dyan. Na kuan. Kasi pag
Mm.
hindi, Russian history for Russians, English history for ano mang klaseng kanyan, it's okay, it's good to have a point of view, parang ganon, but it should not be for the sake of yung propaganda na kuan.
Oh.
Oo.
So may ganito rin sir na parang reaction doon sa parang ano kasi ni parang school of historiography siya no na even later on pinapractice. So may ganito rin po palang parang counterpoint.
Mahusay yan because you have different points of views. Na kuan, that's the beauty of history na kuan, parang ganon. Pero the moment you kuan, yung parang you fit your conclusions not on the basis of the facts that you have, hindi maganda yon. That's parang propaganda na kuan. You have to fit your conclusions on the basis of your facts. Di ba? Kuan.
Parang bumabalik pa rin po sa positivist.
Oh yeah, that's actually that's supposed to be kuan. It should be on the basis of scholarship na kuan. You don't write history for anything else except for scholarship. Na kuan.
Tapos sir, nakita ko rin po yung ilan nyo pong publication. So parang, ito po nakita ko online na available pa rin hanggang sa ngayon po. If you want, I can send you the link para makita nyo rin po yung inyong mga publication dati. So ito po yung dalawa kong nakita. Yung The Impact of American Education in the Philippines. Published
binasa ko sa conference, international conference sa Japan. It was published by yung Perspectives, Educational
Perspectives.
Yeah, sa Hawaii. I read that in Tokyo, Japan
Tapos yung isa po ay, I think ito po ay based sa inyong PhD sa Stanford, yung The Response to Harrison's Administration in the Philippines.
That's one of the chapters. Pero I made it independent na actually that was part of my dissertation na marami akong publications na I was supposed to write a book. Pero alam mo nangyari because I researched it for 1 year, no? Yung title ko is The Philippines during the First World War. I wanted to write a book on that. So I nag-research ako, nag-sabbatical ako for 1 year. Pumunta ko sa Germany, I went to America, and all of. So, I was able to gather one. Pero alam mo nang nangyari, I lost all my notes. Nung nag-transfer ako, nung nag-retire na ako, iniwan ko yung notes ko sa eldest son ko. Because I was already here in the States. Nung bumalik na ako, kukunin ko na, parang I can write the book. Nawala na yung sa pag-transfer nila sa bahay. Siguro baka kala niya hindi importante ito, tinapon niya, So nung wala, hindi ko. But I was able to write an article on that, which I read in yung parang History Week sa UP. I wrote an article on that na parang it's kind of a summary of what I discovered ng and so I think it was published
Sige po, hanapin ko po sir.
There's another publication which was published by the college, yung Teaching of History. It was published by the College of Social Sciences and Philosophy. College publication. I read that kasi parang professional chair lecture ko. Well, I have other articles pero I never wrote a solid book. Because nawala yung notes ko doon. The Philippines during the First World War. I could have written that book sana, pero nawala yung entire na yung notes ko
Sir, yung sa yung pagpunta niyo po sa US as a student na I think master students at PhD student sa Cornell at sa Stanford.
Yeah.
Ano po yung sino po yung mga siguro kilalang profs or parang influential po para sa inyo na mga professors ng history at paano po nila minod or paano po nila kayo binigyan ng insights o dun sa practice at sa sa theory ng pagsulat ng kasaysayan?
Well, sa masters ko, I didn't take any kwan eh. Parang historiography, no? Wala akong
Hmm.
historiographical subject sa kwan, masters ko. Kasi ang approach sa Cornell, when I went there to take my Far Eastern Studies in masters ko, eh parang alam mo yung kwan is a new approach to kwan learning, yung tinatawag
Oh.
na area studies. Na kwan,
Yes sir.
parang when you take a
Area
course,
studies.
instead of just straight history, hindi, mayroong economics, mayroong parang sociology na kwan sa isang subject, no, na kwan, area studies nga, na kwan, at
Mhm.
saka joint teaching yan.
Hmm.
Instead of one professor, parang mga dalawa, tatlong professors in one class, kwan, kasi seminar palagi yan eh, na kwan,
Mhm.
parang gano'n, no? Pero when I took my doctoral in Stanford, I took a historiography class na kwan. Oo. And yun nga. Pero ang historiography ko, European. Ang
Oh.
European historiography ang emphasis at that time. Kasi
Mhm.
they changed it from region to region eh. May US historiography, may European historiography,
Oh.
may Asian historiography, parang gano'n, no? And it so
Mhm.
happened when I enrolled in that course, yung PhD historiography, European ang kwan.
Mhm.
Kaya I'm familiar with European historiography. Sila
Mhm.
Mommsen, sila Carl Becker, etc. na yun ang
Hmm.
ko. Oo. Pero yun nga, ang emphasis nila is yan nga, parang scholarship ang nila.
Ah.
Oh, your conclusions when you write history must be based on your sources, your facts, instead
Mhm.
of trying to, you know, parang fit your facts into your conclusions. Hindi masama yun,
Mhm.
is baliktad ng kanya. Kaya
Oo.
nga, ang training ko is when you write history, it's for the sake of the scholarship and not for
Mhm.
a certain point of view. Parang ganon.
Mhm.
Oo.
Tapos maliban sir sa scholarship or sa history writing, ano naman po yung mga sa tingin nyo ay mga naalala niyong mga experiences lalo na po sa pagtuturo ng kasaysayan? Parang ano yung mga insights, no? Or paano po ba paano po ba ito ituro halimbawa sa isang undergrad na estudyante?
Hindi, kailangan alam mo ay yung mga unique features ng history. Eh. What are the unique
Mhm.
features of history? Like for example, continuity.
Mhm.
Parang ganon. No? Oo. Wala yung parang, yung mga periods nila parang divisions eh. Saka parang
Mhm.
continuous yan eh na kung ano. And of course, you have to know that in history, one of the emphasis should be that you are teaching history for the sake of learning lessons from
Mhm.
history, di ba? There's
Mhm.
so much to learn in history na parang ganon. At
Hmm.
saka, alam mo, ang history, parang dalawang aspects yan eh, o dalawang features ng history yung parang as an academic subject. It can be a social science. The
Mhm.
approach can be social science. When you try to explain yung parang the beginnings of society, when you explain the beginnings of society, for example, that is an approach to history as a social science. But when
Mhm.
you emphasize the achievements of humanity or human
Mhm.
beings, no, in the course of history, in the course of a period of time, that is what we
Mhm.
call humanities. So dalawang
Mhm.
approaches ng history. It can be humanity, it can be humanities as a subject, it can be a social science as a subject. Nakuan.
Mhm.
So Cornell emphasizes social science. Stanford emphasizes humanities. Nakuan.
Oh.
Oo. Parang ganun.
Magkaiba po pala sila ng parang tinitingnan na ah, sides or fields ng history.
Well, it can be
So,
a science, pero it's not science in sense of hard
uh,
science. Like
social
physics.
science.
They call it social science or soft science. Nakuan.
Mm.
Yan ang approach ng Cornell. Pero
Mhm.
sa history in Stanford, it is
Ay
part of the
pala.
humanities program na kung
Mm.
understanding and appreciation of what man's achievement throughout the centuries. Parang ganon. Kuwan.
Sir, yung tanong ko lang po yung sa Stanford nyo po, ano pong year ito yung nag-PhD po?
I stayed there 5 years eh.
Okay po.
Because of the Vietnam War.
Oh.
Oh, 66, 68 eh. Kaya medyo na-delay ako kasi alam mo yung professor ko, yung advisor ko was a consultant in the State Department. And for 1 year, he was on a sabbatical. He was sent to Vietnam
Oh.
to study the conditions there, no? Kaya na-delay ako ng 1 year eh. I could have finished in 4 years. Yeah. Pero yun nga, eh, sabi ko, okay lang, sabi ko, for as long as I have the scholarship, yeah, and the family was with me. Kuwan. So, 5 years ago, 63, 68 ang kuwan Stanford. And that was the height of Vietnam War nung ano eh. Kuwan. Hindi ba campus sa activism, hindi lang sa Pilipinas, kundi sa Amerika. Nako, mga classes yan, talagang ano eh, panay, most of the classes sa undergraduate were parang nasa outside ng classes eh. Na kuwan, parang activism ang nangyari na kuwan. Oh, yeah.
Talagang nag-ano rin po sila, no? Mga mobilization.
Oh yeah, it's kuwan. Yeah, Stanford is very active during these days eh. Kuwan eh, yung mga young faculty members eh, one was accused of holding a carbine in the campus. Magulo ang talagang campus noon, mga 60s, late 60s.
Grabe rin.
Yeah.
Tas sir, balik lang po tayo ulit ng kaunti dun sa publication. Isa po pala sa kasama rin po na naisulat nyo yung isang chapter sa history ng UP. Yung
Yeah, that's right.
75 years.
First Filipino president.
Ito po yung book, oh.
Yes, William Moore. I wrote William Moore.
Ito po yung book.
Yeah.
Meron pang copy po sa UP Press.
Yeah.
So ito po ay actually puro history, taga-history yung history department.
Well, most of the writers were from the Department of History. Pero mayroon yung members ng Asian Center nakasama dyan. Sila Epistola.
Opo.
For example,
Epistola. Saka po yung ano rin po, Philippine Encyclopedia of the Social Sciences.
I wrote 2 chapters sa encyclopedia. The Teaching of History at saka Philippine Historiography.
Translate po yata ni Professor Bailon yung mga pagsisimula ng historiografiyang Pilipino.
Yeah.
Lumabas po sa isang book na edited by Professor Llanes, yung Pagbabalik sa Bayan.
Llanes was alam mo ang mga estudyante ko dyan na buhay pa. Nandiyan pa sa department si Llanes, estudyante ko yon. Si Juan, Jokno.
Yes po. Emeritus na po ngayon.
Si Maris. At saka si Jose.
Yes po, si Professor.
Si Ricardo. Estudyante ko yun. Yung mga iba, wala na, retired na Juan.
Okay. Interesting po, no? Tapos ano rin po kayo, sir, no? President ng PHA, Philippine Historical Association.
Yeah, I was president for 2 years na Juan. Pero yung last year ko, Juan, hindi ko natapos actually na Juan because I came here as a parang Juan again, Fulbright senior researcher. 89-90, I went to Germany because yan nga, 89, I got a grant from Germany, yung from Bremen University to do research on the Philippines during the First World War. Pagkatapos, after 3 months in Germany, I came to the United States for 1 year to do research again, the same topic. Yun nga, nawala yung notes ko noon eh. Nawala. Kaya I wasn't able to write the book.
Pero ano sir yung mga para sa inyo ay yung significant findings nyo doon sa inyong pagre-research sa Germany sa US about Filipino participation in the First World War?
Well, alam mo ang maganda doon. Well, it's true that hindi naman active ang Philippines, mayroong there was a regiment that was prepared for that to join, no? They're going to go to Europe, pero before it could leave the Philippines, yun nga, nagkaroon ng armistice. Nagkaroon yung
Oh.
peace treaty na but the Philippines was able to contribute something. Parang yung submarine na tinatawag, there was a submarine which was paid for by the Philippine government, and that was supposed to be joined to join the fleet. Pagkatapos ng army training at saka pero alam mong maganda doon, the economy of the Philippines grew during the First World War. Nag-supply tayo ng mga parang raw materials like charcoal for example saka mga other raw materials at the same time mayroong tinatawag na development of certain national industries, yung mga coal industry, the Philippine National Bank, mga ganon. During that period kaya lumago ang economy ng Philippines during the First World War. Pagkatapos, well, of course, the negative effect was, alam mo, mga schools, no? Na medyo disrupted ng konti because yung mga parang German professors in UP, for example, mayroong German professors in UP, they were taken out. They were teaching languages at saka yung mga books nila, yung mga German books, they were burned sa UP. So at that time, parang ganon. And there was the start of the ROTC training at that time. Diyan nag-umpisa yung ROTC sa Philippine preparedness, war preparedness. So nagkaroon ng ROTC training sa UP.
Okay po. So yan po. Related po dun sa leadership niyo po sa PHA. Well, ito medyo babalik po tayo din sa department. No, yung panahon po ng inyong leadership talagang medyo turbulent na period, lalo na 1971 ay may Diliman Commune po, no?
Yeah, that's right. Yung 1 month na nasuspend yung classes. And at that time, ang maganda doon, vacation were 1 month. Kaya nagkaroon kami ng parang physical education, yung nag-jogging doon sa field na athletic field. Kasama ko si Salazar, si Samuel Tan, yan, mga kasama ko noon na nag-jogging.
Sa may oval po ba to?
Sa oval, yeah, doon kami nag-jogging na Oo.
Pero ano to sir, di ba nabarikadahan po yung UP? So paano po yung sistema ng, kunwari magpapasok po kayo sa faculty center or magtuturo po kayo? Paano po yung nangyari?
Well, most of the time, nasa campus kami kasi I was living in a faculty housing. So I was not going out frequently But anyway, alam mong nangyari kasi yung pamangkin ko, he was an activist. If you know si Ray Casambre.
Ano po ulit yung name?
Ray Claro Casambre. Yung executive officer ng Peace Peace Forum. Hindi ba nasa ngayon he has been arrested. He's in now. He's detained up to now. But anyway, at that time yung 71 di nagkaroon ng Diliman Commune, di ba? Na parang ganon. And I was staying in the sa row house, yung parang apartment na Pagkatapos in-announce doon sa UP Radio, i-announce it, my uncle is living his dwelling because he's scared, sabi niya, of what's happening in the campus. Sabi niya, I was not going out, but I was transferring from the row house to a bungalow in the UP campus. na kuwan.
Mhm.
But anyway, yung nga, "Oh, akala ko aalis ka na dito sa UP kasi takot ka na daw, eh." Sabi
Mhm.
eh, sabi ko, lumipat lang ako sa row
Oo.
house to a bungalow, sabi ko, do'n sa area 2 na kuwan,
Area 2 po. Ngayon po
area
sir
2.
nasa ano ako, nasa Poc Palaris.
Sa
Nandito ako
well, it's the
Palaris
other
po.
side.
Malapit sa Dagohoy.
Yeah, it's the other side 'yun. Eh, area 2 is, dito sa western side, eh.
Opo.
Yeah.
May
Yun,
mga profs pa rin po.
yeah. Yung row house is nasa Bernardo, but area 2 pa rin. Then beyond
Hmm.
that, do'n sa likod niya, yung bungalows na.
Mhm.
One of the bungalows there at the back, doon sa Bautista Street, I occupied one of them na kung ano,
Hmm.
kasi my family was already growing na
Opo.
kung ano, so sabi ko I need one,
Mhm.
a dwelling sabi ko, at saka my wife also was teaching in the was also in the faculty, so medyo mataas ang kuwan ko,
Mhm.
points ko. So I was awarded a bungalow na kuwan,
Hmm.
yeah.
Ay yung wife niyo sir ay sa UP
Well,
faculty?
we got divorced in 1978.
Oh.
Oo, kasi well, when, kuwan dito sa kuwan, when, I taught in Kansas in
Mhm.
73, 74, eh, gusto niya hindi na kami babalik sa UP na kuwan,
Oh,
eh, gusto niya, dun na lang
sa
kami
US na
tumira,
po.
sa US na kasi mayroong offer to teach sa yung tenured kuwan, parang sa Oberlin College 'no, na kuwan. So dito na tayo sabi niya na kuwan, pero well diyan na nag-umpisa ng medyo misunderstanding namin. Sabi ko pero bumalik kami rito. But when she had the opportunity to come back to America to get her PhD, naging PhD sa kuwan yan, Biological Sciences sa University of Hawaii, hindi
Mhm.
na bumalik.
Oh.
So, well, it ended up in our divorce then in 78. But she's
Hmm.
here living. We're the best of friends, alam mo, family for the sake of the children.
Mhm.
Na kuwan, wala namang parang kuwan, malaking kuwan diyan, hidwaan na kuwan, so it was a kuwan, parang amicable kuwan lang, settlement na kuwan, sabi ko na
Mhm.
but we got divorced parang, kuwan, formalize it na kuwan, oo,
Hmm.
gano'n. She's here in Pennsylvania,
Hmm. Mhm. I see.
pero
Okey.
nagtuturo sa UP Manila 'yan,
Okey.
sa UP Manila.
Hmm. Sige po. Dun po ulit sa bilang chairperson ng, department. So dun po sa inyo pong term, ano po yung mga, naalala niyo pong, significant na mga program or initiatives na parang naging proyekto niyo po
Diyan
as a
nag-umpisa yung
department
kuwan,
chair?
because one of the demands of the students was yung parang consultation.
Oh,
So we started yung parang kuwan na, yung departmental meetings na
okey.
consultation at saka yung pag-choice ng chairman department and all of that.
Hmm.
So yun, parang kuwan na may student participation in every activity in the department, parang gano'n na
Mhm.
kuwan. Diyan nag-umpisa na
Mhm.
kuwan. Pero when I was appointed, wala pa yung consultation na kuwan. I was just
Okey.
appointed by the dean of the college and
Mhm.
it went through the process, of course, na kuwan. Pero after my term, I think it started na may consultation na for the
Hmm.
selection of the chair of the
Mhm.
department. Na
Mhm.
kuwan. That is one of the
Okey.
major achievements diyan sa kuwan. Student
Hanggang ngayon
activities.
po
Oo.
pina-practice din po 'yan,
Yeah, hanggang ngayon na kuwan, oo. Kahit yung mga dean, mga even UP president, 'di ba? May
Mhm.
consultation na, 'di ba?
Opo.
Oo, parang gano'n.
Hmm.
Pero yung curriculum activities wala kasi magulo,
Mhm.
na kuwan,
Opo.
magulo
So yung
talaga.
teaching naaapektuhan po talaga yung pagtuturo 'no, ng
Oo,
panahon.
that was my problem nga, na kuwan, oo.
Hmm.
Tsaka,
Pero sir
some, yun nga, faculty members, were against me because yun nga,
hmm.
I reported them that they were missing and all of that. Sabi ko, "Well, I was just doing my job, so what can I do?" Na kuwan
Opo.
niya, mm.
Sir, dun sa ano, dahil nga po parang medyo nagkaroon ng kaguluhan sa pagtuturo, no?
Yeah.
Ito pong mga faculty member po ay parang mas napunta po ba sila sa pagre-research ng mga sarili-sarili nilang paksa or kung ano mang gusto nilang pag-aralan sa kasaysayan? At nung panahon po na yon, ano yung iba't ibang mga masasabi niyo pong na-produce na interesting na mga historical studies?
Well, I suppose it's for professional growth. Because sa UP, alam mo, ang dalawang importanteng kwan dyan, criteria to be promoted
Mm.
or to get a good deal with the university is good teaching and good research, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Kwan. So siguro nagre-research sila because, for money, for extra source, at saka for the sake of professional growth, parang ganon. Na kung ano, it's good. Special history. Ang discipline ng history, kailangan research
Mhm.
Ano, yeah.
Ano po yung mga nung panahon po na ito, no? Ano po yung mga na-curious lang po ako, mga major subjects, no, na itinuturo ng isang faculty member?
Anong ibig sabihin yan na kung
Mga history subjects po. Like,
Alam
halimbawa
mo
po,
sa
economic
department namin,
history or
ang
cultural
maganda sa
history.
Department of History nung panahon ko, kahit senior professor ka, you have to teach a basic course.
Opo.
Ah,
Yung,
Kasi mayroon yung parang myth na pag professor ka na parang yung mga upper class sa classmen ka na, no? Parang kanyan. Hindi, sa department, no. It's, kahit professor ka, si Professor Safra was teaching a basic course in history. Kasi ang sabi ng department, no, we have to have these senior professors who are experienced at talaga yung parang no, mahusay magturo. Parang ang impression ng mga young students, mahusay ang history. Parang na ano, yeah, that's one of the good things about the history department. Kahit senior professor ka, you have to teach a basic course. Alam mo, basic course maraming estudyante yan. Kung maraming estudyante, maraming papers na kukurikan, di ba? But at my time nga, mayroong mga graduate assistants who can help in correction of papers at saka grading of students and all of that. Ako I was the graduate assistant actually of Professor Safra. There were times when I have to take over his I was the one who prepared his grades. I was the one who parang graded mga classes niya. Kasi yun nga, ay administrative officers, so, hindi niya, he cannot really, engage in full-time, yung parang, do his academic work, parang ganon. But that's one good thing with the history department. Kahit senior professor ka, you have to teach.
Magtuturo pa.
Ewan ko lang kung ngayon ganyan rin ang nangyayari.
Meron pa rin naman po na yung
Yeah.
mga seniors po ay nagtuturo ng, ang tawag po ngayon ay Kasaysayan 1.
Yeah, Kasaysayan
I
1,
think
yeah.
History 1 po yata ito dati or Kasaysayan 1 na rin po.
Wala na yata yung general education, di ba?
Ito po yun. Ito po yung
mayroon pa.
Kasaysayan 1. Opo, meron po. GE. Yung mga GE po.
Yeah. GE. Yeah, tama.
Sir, nung time nyo rin po ba, even not as a chairperson, meron na rin po ba mga move, halimbawa to teach history in Filipino or parang to write in Filipino?
Well, ang nag-umpisa yan nung ang chairman Professor Agoncillo. Kasi sabi niya, kung point of view Filipino, gamitin mo rin ang lingwahe ng yung native yung national language, parang gano'n, no? And that was one of my problems because I'm not a Tagalog speaker. I'm not a native. So yeah, I'm from Pangasinan. But anyway, I tried to. Pero sabi ko naman na justification, teaching is communication. You have to teach in the language that you can efficiently communicate with your students. Kung magtatagalog ka, hindi maganda yung Tagalog mo, di tatawaan ka na lang or baka mamaya hindi ka maintindihan. So most of the time I was teaching in uh, English, no? At saka maganda sa akin ay yung tinuturo ko station lang China, Japan kaya hindi masyado ang talaga diyan ang ang Tagalog or Filipino na oo. Yeah.
Dun po ba sa mga kasama niyo sa faculty, meron po ba na hindi talaga mga non-Tagalog speakers?
Si Rosario Cortez.
Hanggang sa
Yeah,
po.
mas
Pero si Professor Bozon din po yata. Parang
Yeah,
nabanggit niya sa isang
in fact, I don't know whether I have to tell you this, no? Kasi mayroong mga Pangasinan ko diyan, faculty members, Cortez, even Kamagay. Kamagay is from Pangasinan. Si Bauson, Cortez ako. And there was a time when the department was heavily divided into two. And I was marked as one of the parang senior ako sa kanila I was the leader of what they call, sabi nila, Pangasinan Mafia yan. Nandiyan si Cortez, nandiyan si Bauson, nandiyan si Casambre, sabi ko, malaking problema yan sa department ng I was about to sue, ito si Tan, because he was the chairman of the department and he was allowing these people to destroy the other group kung ano may sinusulat lang, Pangasinan Mafia and all of that So I went to Dean Nimenso, si Dudong, na estudyante ko, graduate student ko si Nimenso He took one of my course sa China and Japan ang kinuha niya sa akin, si Dudong. Sabi ko, Dean, I don't like this. Sabi ko, trying to assassinate my character. Sabi ko, I don't like this group. Sabi ko, so I'm going to sue them. Sabi ko, alam mo, sabi ni Menso, wag na lang sabi niya, I'm the dean and I don't want you to be rocking the boat of the college. Sabi niya okay. Sabi ko But anyway, I think he called them up and he tried to advise them na, you try to pipe down and all of that parang ganon. The department thrive, sabi ng isang professor sa Asian Center the Department of History thrive in conflict. Kasi medyo magulo that was in the late siguro mga late 80s and 90s.
Okay po. So interesting pa rin po, yung mga ganyan palang
sabi ko sa'yo, issue. Professional jealousy yun lang na it's
So yun po. Siguro po yung ito medyo ilang last part lang na lang po nung guide questions. May question po dito na paano nyo po i-describe o ilalarawan ang estado ng departamento sa kasalukuyan, no? Based siguro po sa nakikita nyo halimbawa sa social media or sa yung mga inilalabas na publications or mga
well, I was there nung January 29th, I visited the college and the department because nagbalik-bayan ako because I was invited by my high school on its 75th anniversary niya, and I was invited as the guest speaker. So I went home nung and as part of my visit, of course, I visited Diliman, the UP, I went to the college, nakita ko si Abrera, nakita ko yung mga estudyante ko, sila, yung mga Tatel, yung mag-asawa.
Oh, yes po. Si Carlos Tatel, saka si Mary Jane.
Si Jose, Doti Jose, they were my students yung mga they were very close to me when I was teaching them. So Ay, nakita ko naman, sabi ko, kumusta ng department? Sabi, oo, wala na yung gulo, sir. Sabi na, matino ng department yata ngayon, sabi niya. na, kuhan, mabuti naman na, kuhan, pero, well, that was part of history natin. During our period, medyo magulo ng konti na, but it all started with the concilio, eh. Yeah. Because you know, concilio, if he likes you, he likes you. If he doesn't like you, talagang he hates you. Kasi it was my problem during when I was chairman of the department.
Oh.
Yeah. He didn't want to attend meetings of the department.
So parang masakit siya sa ulo po, no? Parang
Well, sabi ko na, well, anyway, matanda na, at saka, you know, it's,
kasi
you know,
senior
you're
po.
understanding him na that's his personality, you know, na kung ano. Saka,
So sa ngayon po, sir, siguro based din sa mga nababalitaan po niyo, parang kamusta po kaya para sa inyo yung disiplina ng kasaysayan dito sa Pilipinas? Parang
medyo active ito ang kan eh. I think the department is very strong. Yeah, it's parang vibrant at saka young minds, better ideas, and all of that. Na kung ano, yeah, it's it's part of the parang history of the department. Yung tinatawag ko continuity. You've got to understand continuity, unity, parang gan eh.
Ano po kaya yung sa tingin yung mga challenges sa ngayon pagdating halimbawa dito sa department or dun sa disiplina ng history sa Pilipinas?
Well, ang kuwan ko lang dyan, yan nga, because you are observers na kuwan, you know, kayo ang talagang nagkukuhan ng mga events and all of that. I think you have to understand yung mga complexities of events and circumstances, mga ganon. Kasi medyo complicated ng buhay na ngayon. It's not as simple as it used to be. Parang ganon. That's a better understanding, I suppose, na kung ano, different points of views and all of that. Na, you can disagree on certain points, but you don't have to be disagreeable. Mahirap yun. Yun nga sabi ko sa grupo ko eh, nung they were accusing me, we can disagree, sabi ko, but we don't have to be disagreeable. Sabi ko, that's not good. Sabi ko, if we have to fight with reasons. Sabi ko, not with arms. Kung masama yan, sabi ko na kung
Okay po. So, ang ganda po nung sinabi niyo, sir. Panghuli po, ano po kayong pwede nyong message para sa mga kasalukuyang mag-aaral, so students at mga guro ng kasaysayan?
Well, ang gusto kong mangyari dyan, you know, they have to be disciplined na iwasan yung mga parang propaganda, because one of the roles of history is to, you know, the cardinal virtue of historians is truth. Tell the truth. That's what it is. The moment you deviate from truth, as historian, wala na. Sira ka na. Yan. Kaya alam mo, one of the reasons why I did not publish so much was because the moment you put up a publication which is not really parang scholarly, masisira ang pangalan mo eh. You'll destroy your name, parang ganon. You might as well do it instead of doing something which, you know, parang masama yun eh.
So, kumbaga parang ano po talaga, no? Parang sacred na duty yung pagsusulat din ng history, no?
Yes, that's right. Ang kailangan niyan, ebidensya, hindi ba?
Talagang maraming sources.
Lalo na ngayon, tignan mo dito sa Amerika, yan ang problema dito. Panay fake, panay sinungaling, makalaan, you know, it's terrible.
Mhm.
Yeah. And that's talagang cardinal principle in history is seeking the truth.
Mhm.
Seek the truth, and truth will make you free.